So, you're the guy I'm supposed to be fighting, right?
Yeah, man. I know. I don't get it, man. He just walks into our company, right? This Johnny guy, and he just hands Anthony a title.
Whoa. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know anything about this company. He just kind of pulled me off the street and said, "Hey, here's what you do. Make me money." So that's what I'm hearing. Apparently, the winner of our match gets to take on Anthony, some guy who's stuck in the past for this title belt.
Hey, man, if you can, man, just throw this match, man, because I need to get back at Anthony.
Throw the match?
Yeah, man. Like, I'll pay you more than what he will give you, man. Like, a lot more.
Why? I mean, I'm gonna enjoy beating him.
I gotta get. Wait. Did you just say you're gonna beat me?
Well, yeah, you're a tool.
What? You guys hear that? What? I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Listen,
man.
all I know is we're supposed to be
Screw the money, man. I'll beat you. 1, 2, 3. Because I'm the greatest.
Yeah, but
They know.
Money,
they
so.
know. They know I'm the greatest, man.
Wait, you want to get back on because I heard that was a thing with your friend.
Yeah.
Do you need help? Are you there?
I think I'm okay.
So I heard about Joe. It's quite unfortunate.
Put that down, man.
But anywho, sit down so I can beat your ass and go home. I got a long day ahead of me.
Alright, man.
Go. Go.
We have the man who thinks he is Macho Man, but we all know it's Joe, even though he doesn't.
No.
Against Phil, the man that our esteemed GM found outside near a dumpster. Gentlemen, cut your decks. And draw your starting hand, even though EC3 draws 6 cards at the start of the game, and then we have Papa Wheelie, who whenever your opponent hits a stop card, your next turn is +2 to your roll.
Ready.
Roll away, gentlemen.
13.
13-7. Seems fair. EC3 draws a card. Forearm shot. Lead strike.
Actually, yep, no, go for it.
Draws a card. Or it takes 4 cards from the discard pile, but that doesn't matter right now because he has nothing in his discard pile. Roll for turn.
6.
10. Go for it.
Papa Wheelie rolls submission.
What's going to hit with an armbar? Yeah.
Hits him with an armbar.
Right.
Stops a follow-up strike. There isn't a follow-up strike to stop. Rolls for turn, gentlemen.
No.
Oh. He's going to stop it. Stop any lead submission with a lockup.
Get that shit.
Get
Right.
2 more. Get 2 more.
Papa Wheelie's next turn is +2.
2, man. 8, 9. Right, man.
Papa Wheelie gets it. No shock there with a gimmick like that.
All right, man. Let's see, man. Gimmick's blank, even though it doesn't matter, man.
Thanks.
All right. EC3's gimmick is blank, even though nothing happens because that gimmick only matters at the first turn of the game.
10.
5 to 10. Papa Wheelie gets it again.
Let's see, man. I want you with this snap suplex, man.
Snap suplex. Lead grapple.
Okay. Bury 1 card, or you get +1 to your turn.
I'm gonna get +1, man.
Gets +1 to the turn.
Let's do it. Yeah.
7.
8, 9. Nailed it. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got right here, man. Let's see that card. So we'll see. I'm gonna play this card. Yeah, leg trap.
Another lead submission.
I'm gonna lead and play, man.
Apparently Joe does not believe in follow-ups.
Nope.
Sure.
All right, man. +2.
9.
11.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, man. That's one of the grapples. Yeah.
Joe ponders. Thinks of his next move. Hopefully he'll play a follow-up someday soon.
I don't know who this guy keep talking about, man. I don't know who this is, man. Alright, I'm gonna play this. Screw it, yeah.
Alright, he plays a follow-up strike. Gut punch.
So,
He gets +1 to his next turn roll.
yep. 11.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Joe is on a roll. He has a follow-up out. Could we see a finish?
Let's see, man. Boy, it must be good right here, man. Yeah. Put that one right there.
Samoan drop.
Next turn roll is +1 for each other lead. 1, 2, 3, 4. +4, man.
That's for each other lead.
Each other,
You
so
illiterate,
+2,
brain
man.
damaged person.
I need my cream,
So
man.
he gets +3 to the turn to his turn roll.
Yeah, that.
He gets a 13.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Alright, we're gonna get the slab, man.
Okay.
He plays the first finish of the game, the slab. +2 to strike. Your opponent randomly buries 2 cards in their hand.
Let's see, man. I'm going with this one right here.
You don't look at them.
Yeah, I'm going with that one.
There we go. Brain damage does a lot to someone.
Alright, man. So we got. Yeah. I rolled 10, man.
He rolls a 10
Kick.
and kicks out at 1. The crowd meter is at 1. The board is clear.
Come on, man. The greatest, man.
10.
9 already.
Joe is fighting for vengeance. Well, Macho Man is fighting for vengeance for his friend Joe, even though we know exactly what's going on here. Once again, brain damage, a terrible thing. Phil,
My turn and activate her ability.
Phil ends his turn, activates Chaos.
5. So I discard it.
He shuffles his hand back into his deck, and then draws that many cards.
Alright, man.
A bold strategy. Comments from the Peanut Gallery. Some nerd in the rafters that can't afford good seats.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Also doesn't know how to make good jokes. Phil has drawn his new hand. Let them roll.
10.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Joe gets the turn roll, draws his card.
Alright, man. Let's see. Alright, so we'll play volley strikes, man.
Volley of strikes, lead strike. +1 to strike during turn rolls. If your next turn roll is a strike, it is +2.
Okay.
Alright, man. 10.
Rolls another 10.
Go ahead.
I believe that Joe's dice are weighted.
Let's see, man. Let's see, man. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna bury, man.
He's going to bury a card in his discard pile.
Let's see, man. What we got here?
What will the card be?
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right, man.
Pretty sure it was the slab.
All right. 7.
9.
All right.
EC3 with the turn roll.
Scoop slam.
Plays a scoop slam. Draws a card or takes 4 cards from his discard pile and shuffles them into his deck.
Go choose a draw card.
Draws a card.
All right, let's do it. 7.
6.
All right.
Joe gets the turn roll.
Play. Let's see, man. Yeah. Play, man. I got that right now, man. So, I'm gonna bury, man.
Buries another card.
I need to get these phones back in.
Seems that he has nothing to play.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this one in there. Yeah. All right. I don't know why I keep on putting that face down, but it's all right. I just do it. One day I want to confuse him.
Roll for turn, gentlemen. Let's see.
10.
5. Oh, shit.
EC3 gets the turn roll. Rolls a 10, and it startles Joe to the point that he threw his hand into the ring.
Sometimes I get a little jumpy, man. Get a little jumpy. You know.
You a little jumpy?
A little bit, man. A little bit. A little bit, man.
Follow up with an inverted face lock.
Let's see, man.
Inverted face lock. Flip 4 cards and take 1 card from the... Oh, and it doesn't matter!
I'm going to hip toss that, man.
Joe plays the hip toss, stopping the follow-up submission.
7.
7.
Bump.
Bump.
All right, man. 7.
8.
All right, man.
Phil draws for turn. Phil's looking to get a follow-up out there. He has a loaded hand. There must be something he can play.
Diving takedown?
Diving takedown.
Sure.
Search your deck for 1 grapple. Put it on the top of your shuffled deck.
Yes?
Yeah. Do it already, man.
Searches for a grapple, but what grapple could it be? You must reveal your grapple so your opponent knows that you searched for a grapple.
I know.
I know you know.
Stop cheating,
Getting
man.
there.
He's gotten there?
Yeah, cut that.
I don't know. It's hard to trust people that you find next to dumpsters.
Some random guy, man. All right, man.
He reveals the schoolboy.
All right, man. Let's roll off, man. 10.
10.
Bump! Schoolboy is now in Phil's hand.
9.
9.
Bump again.
How many cards you got in your hand, man?
9.
How many cards does Joe have in his hand?
7. 8.
7.
All right.
Joe gets the turn.
All right, let's see what we got here, man. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with the short arm lariat, man.
Short arm lariat. Does Phil have a response? It is quite the devastating card. Short arm lariat. You flip 3 cards into your discard pile. Shuffle 2 cards from your discard pile into your deck, then draw a card.
3.
Shuffles 2 cards into his deck.
Let's see what we got here, man.
Let's take a look.
Take that.
Oh.
I'll take that, yeah.
Alright. Joe has picked his 2 cards.
Shuffle them boys.
Shuffles them in.
Man.
So now both players have a follow-up out. Either of them can hit a submission next turn.
You
And,
mean a finish?
I mean, yes, a finish. But it could also be a submission finish.
Come on, Michael Cole. What are you doing, man?
Oh, you can't say that name. We have to bleep that out. Crowd meter is at level 1.
I went to school with a Michael Cole.
Oh, you did? Well, we don't have to bleep that out.
I don't like him, man. I don't like that guy, man. He's the worst, man. All right, man. I'm gonna
And you
hit
draw a
with
card.
that hammer. Oh, shit.
Well, you already played your card
Yeah.
for
Oh,
turn. Now you draw a card.
What am I doing, man?
The brain damage is
Man.
getting to him again.
Is this even legal?
Is this
he even,
cheat?
like-
Is this cheating or is it actual?
Could you, uh,
Or is it a medical issue?
Could you ask the GM to see if he's actually cleared to compete?
I would ask the GM,
He's not here,
but
man.
he's trash.
8.
6.
EC3 wins the roll. With a follow-up in play, could he hit a finish right now?
Attempt to hit the 1%er.
The 1%er.
Not today, man.
Stop any finish grapple, +1 to your next turn roll.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. 9.
7.
All right. All right, man.
Now will Papa Wheelie hit a finish?
You ready for this, man? You ready for this, man? Hammer down, man.
Hammered down.
Bring the hammer down, man.
+1 to power.
Search for a card, man.
Oh,
Kick it
stops
to the
it.
corner.
If your agility is higher than your opponent's agility, stop any grapple. 9 to a
Not
6.
nine.
All right, man. You got that one.
But +2 to Papa Wheelie's next roll. Papa Wheelie rolls a 12. That 10 is insignificant, sir. Will Papa Wheelie draw a card for turn? It doesn't seem like he wants to. The brain damage.
Let's see, man. I'm gonna hit you with a nerve hold, man. I need my finishers back.
Nerve hold. Take 2 cards from your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck. Then draw 2 cards.
Sure. All right, man.
He is going to get the hammer down,
I think my other 2 in there already.
and he realizes his other finishers are still in his deck.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. I want to put that in there, man. That's pretty good, yeah. I'll do that, man. Shuffle the boys now. And I'll draw 2. I'll be solid, man. Alright, man. Let's see. We'll draw 1, 2. Alright, man. That's actually not bad, man. Let me see how many cards I got now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, let's roll.
9 cards. Time to roll.
6.
7.
Alright.
EC3 wins the roll.
EC clutch.
Goes for the finish submission, the EC clutch.
Let's
Does Joe have an answer?
Yeah, spinning side slam, man.
Stop any finish submission, +1 to your next roll.
Yeah, man.
This is getting very gritty.
9.
7.
EC3 wins the roll.
Cards in.
6, 7, 8, man.
Schoolboy.
Goes for the
Let's
schoolboy.
see, man. What we got
It's a lead grapple that's also a finish.
here. Right, yeah, let's do it, man.
And if his roll is 8 or more, it is -3.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I draw 2. Brings me up to 10. 9, 10. So 7.
All right, man. Kick out, man.
Kick out at 1. The board is clear yet again. The crowd meter is at 2.
All right, let's do this, man. Let's
7.
see. 8. All right, man. All right, let's see what we got.
This is a very intense matchup. Most
Grapple
games of
for
Super
position.
Show do not go this long. Grapple for position, +1 to grapple during your turn rolls. And if your next turn roll is a grapple, it is +2. And he stops it with a punch. Stop any lead grapple.
+2 then. 8, 9, 10.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's see what we got here, man. Let's see. All right, clutching the corn. Clutching to opponent. Yeah.
+1 to submission during turn rolls. If the next roll is submission, it is +2.
Sure.
All right, man. Oh, yeah.
Well.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there, man.
These decks are getting thin.
All right, man. I'm going to hit you with the press slam.
Press slam, look at your opponent's hand. Discard, bury all oh, and he stops it with the kick. Stop any follow-up grapple. +2 to Papa Wheelie's next turn roll.
9.
Bumpski, man.
9. This is getting so intense right now.
10.
7.
EC3 gets it. How many cards are in your hand, EC3?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You must draw for turn. pondering happening right now.
Face stretch.
Face stretch, lead, submission. Draw 1 card, or take 4 cards from your discard pile and shuffle them into your deck.
Let's see here. Yeah, I guess so, man.
I'm gonna choose to take
All
4
right.
from my
So
discard
I
pile.
take 4. We could only imagine what he is taking. So we have Schoolboy, the EC Clutch, kick into the corner, and the 1%er, getting shuffled into what is a very thin deck right now. That's 3 finishers, technically 2, but remember, Schoolboy is also a finisher. And with the crowd meter at 2, it could win him the game.
All right, let's do it, man.
Roll for turn.
10.
8.
6, 7, 8, 9. 10. Surfboard stretch.
Surfboard stretch. Follow-up submission. Draw 1 card for each other submission you have in play.
Sure.
Draws 1 card.
10.
8.
9.
Yeah.
Draws for turn. He must discard. He is at 11. Discards the big boot. There are many options in his hand. He has 10 cards in hand. At this point in the match, each move can make or break him.
Yeah, let's go hard or go home. EC splash.
EC Splash, finish strike. If it hits, he draws 5 cards.
Let's see, man. Is this a grapple?
It's a strike.
A strike? Oh, yeah, you go for it, man.
Alright.
He draws 5 cards.
I have to discard a bunch of cards. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I gotta discard 4.
Let's take a closer look at his hand. See what he has.
So discard 1.
He discards the chop to the chest.
2.
He discards arm lock. 2 more cards to discard.
3.
He discards drop toe hold.
4.
And the flying knee strike. +2 to the crowd meter. On a 9 or 10, this match is over.
Submission 7, 8, 9.
9.
Man. Let's see, man. I got roll.
Joe must roll submission or power.
Technique.
It's 1. Strike is 2.
Oh,
3.
yeah, all
Ding,
right.
ding, ding, ding.
God damn it.
Your winner and going on to face the true survivor for the LFF Underworld title, the Dumpster Man.
Make
Phil.
sure you stay back in the 80s, buddy. Watch out. And you gotta go check, human resources or medical staff or something and get your head fixed. Because you need help, Joe, or whatever you want to call yourself.
Oh, man. I need a drink, man. I need a drink.
He needs a drink.
Oh, yeah.
He needs some cream.
I need a lot of things, man. Not this. Where's Miss Elizabeth, man?
Any other words to say to the true survivor before your match?
Well, I mean, if that's a sign of who else is in MPW, I don't have much to worry about, so... You're looking at the next champion.